Good evening, Hobby World. Thanks for joining us tonight for episode 5 of no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Hobby Roundtable. Panel of YouTubers, content creators, and hobby enthusiasts, collectors, and what I would consider friends. We come together once a month to talk about the hobby we all love. Let me let Peeps in here. There he is. So
Peeps, welcome.
How's everybody doing?
Can you hear me all right? I've never done this before.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Okay. How are you all?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Doing well.
Card room and tool room, huh?
This is my dad's tool room. I'm going through a bunch of stuff here because it's time. My folks are probably gonna have to move, so there's a bunch of stuff here that I've been going through. Yeah, so yeah, this is kind of where all that stuff was. So
What hats are behind you? Is that a Cardinals hat?
yeah, we got a Cardinals hat, a Madison Muskies hat. That's I think this is one of my old hats from a team I played on. I don't know. There's a lot of hats.
It's kind of refreshing to see a backdrop that's not just all boxes.
Well, there are some boxes here. Yeah. So who do we got in here? I see Triple Crown, and who else?
Got Korean Cardboard and Diego.
Oh, okay, cool. Forgive me. I don't know everybody by name yet.
Yeah. We usually have a few others that join us, but I was telling JT before we went on, several of them had card shows they went to today, and they was there all day. And then, of course, Bo, he had that 60-mile bike ride that I'm pretty sure wore him out. I think I saw.
Any of you all get to a card show today?
I didn't.
I'm burnt out from last weekend still.
Oh yeah. What was last weekend?
So we had this show that was called the Kentucky Collector Con, and it was somewhat of a hybrid show. So you had sports cards, but then you had like more of the TCG stuff, which has like crept its way into sports cards, it seems. But then there was also like comic and non-sport dealers too. So a little bit of everything for everyone. It was pretty cool.
Were you set up there, or are you just going there?
I was. It was a 2-day show. The booths were really nice. It was at the Rupp Arena, which is where Kentucky basketball is at. So it's a fairly decent sized venue, and it felt like it was a big deal just based on like the presentation and everything with how they had the table set up. So it was cool.
How'd you do? If you don't mind my answer. I don't know. It was a really good show. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
We had one that was about an hour and a half for me today in Atlanta, and I never could get any information on it, so I never did plan to go. I would love to have went though.
I think I have one coming up in Delaware, which is only 40 minutes away from where I am in South Jersey, and I'm probably going to go to that one next week, and it's I believe it's on Sunday. So one day, a little show, like nothing too big, but I like making it out there. It's the only one that I know that's close enough to me that I can participate in.
Yeah.
So I have to wait till next week.
Let's see what we got here. We got Dan, Ed, and Mickey with us tonight. What's up, guys?
Hello, everyone.
So, Dan, I know y'all never talk about it much, but do y'all have anything in way of shows around where y'all at?
1 second. I can see the comments, but why don't I see an option to type? Do I have to log in do I have to log into StreamYard?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So you have to do it on YouTube.
I have to do my comments on YouTube?
Yeah.
No wonder. Okay, thanks, JT. I would have been wondering forever. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd have to turn one down though, right? Otherwise I'll hear echoes.
Yeah. Then you'll be listening to yourself and all of us going at it.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
There you go. George, Herman, to answer your question, they here in Korea, they had 2 shows in 2019, but they were up in Seoul on like 2.5 hours by train from Seoul, so I didn't go. It's like $60 each way, and I didn't want to spend $120 to get there and spend overnight. I don't know, I would have been like $150, and then I'd go to the show. I didn't want to spend that much money, but I think George went to one of them. George's KBO Collections. But we had 2 shows in 2019. I've been here 8 years, and those are the only shows I know that they've had. But there isn't a big. I don't think there's ever been a big need for shows here, and I didn't go because I knew that I had a feeling there weren't going to be older vintage Korean cards, and that's what I heard that there wasn't. So but I have met some Koreans through Instagram and my blog and other things like that. So I do wish I would have went to one of them just to meet some of them. Like I look forward to going to the Nationals when I am back home. But they're not big at all here.
Okay.
Shows.
But I mean, card wise, the cards are big there, right?
Yeah, I mean, each sport has its own following. There are like most of the websites that have cards are going to be like Naver.com is a browser and website, Korean browser website, and they have cafes that are like forums, and you have to make it. I think you have to live in Korea to make it. So no foreigners can outside of Korea can make an account and go in. You have to live here. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. But they buy and sell sections. They have post your own stuff and like show your player collection or show other stuff. But I mean, they'll show. I mean, soccer obviously is big here as well. So they'll show soccer cards. They'll show, of course, baseball, basketball. I rarely see football here. It's mostly soccer, basketball, and soccer, basketball, and baseball. And I think most Koreans here actually use BGS for grading. Some use PSA, but I think a majority of them use BGS for grading in Korea.
That'd be a bill.
Pardon me?
I said that would be a bill.
Yeah. I know PSA did open a branch in Japan, but I don't know. I think it's just for grading. But I just send my stuff to a friend in the U.S. and he sends. And usually when I send through PSA, I do a bulk with friends, so I always send my cards to somebody else in the U.S. anyway. So I don't use the Japan location, but I think some Koreans might. I'm not sure.
Right. We got Bean with us for a second until the concert starts. What's up, Ken?
Hey, Ken.
So do you grade a lot, Dan?
I used to grade my Don Mattingly collection, which I no longer do, and I've actually been trying to sell off some of my Don Mattingly PSA. Unfortunately, most of my cards are back in the U.S. at my friend's house outside of Chicago, and he's a busy family. He runs a business, and he's a family, so I try not to bother him too much. He's also holding all those Mattinglys and other toys and stuff for me, so he's very unresponsive in getting back to me. So I try not to bug him too much. But I have a lot of PSA 9s and 10s of Mattingly sitting in his basement that I could be making a lot of money on right now, but it is what it is. But I don't grade. I was doing a Mark Burley PSA 10 Topps Basic, which is just the top base cards, and I'm still doing that. I think he has about 2000 to around 2015. So he's around 15 Topps base cards, and I think I have about 7 or 8 of them in 10s and a couple of 9s. But I just haven't gotten around to getting some of those cards sent into PSA. But the other guy I collect, so I collect Mark Burley. I used to collect Don Mattingly, and I also collect Lee Sung-yup, who is a Korean baseball player. He's retired. I do grade all of his in the master set, and I think I've added around 220 of his cards from scratch. I created the master set and grade all of his cards. I got all of his cards in one of those big vaults type, those big suitcases that are all protected and super heavy. I remember when I bought that case and I was lugging it through the terminal because it was filled with cards, and I was like just carrying like PSA graded cards and I was late for my plane, so I was like running, and I had this stupid ass case full of cards in there. But it was yeah. So Isan Yup and Mark Burley, but mostly just Isan Yup is who I grade, and I will grade like maybe some Korean rookies. I have the 1989 Flair run of Bill Ripken F-face cards graded. But yeah, mostly stuff like that. Isan Yup and then some cards here and there.
Okay. Did you send them in yourself, or did you go through somebody? For both?
I like my early Don Mattingly stuff I sent on my own, but more recently, I started grading in 2012 and 2013 before I came into Korea in 2014. So all the 2012 and 2013 stuff I sent myself, and it had a subscription and everything. I did all the Mattinglys by myself. But and I actually, like, along with all those other Don Mattingly cards that are graded, I have stacks and stacks of star cards in sleeved and in semi-rigid card savers just sitting in my friend's basement for like the last 7 years, but which could probably get 9s to 10s, but I gave up on that a long time ago. But what was your question? I forgot.
If you did your own submissions,
I'm sorry. Yeah, so
you use like a bulk submitter.
Yeah, I'm a bulk submitter with my friends. When you have the 100 minimum or whatever it is, I like since I came to Korea in 2014, whatever I've had graded, I would send to my friend, who would send it in from us.
Okay.
And I missed the 425 per card grades prices from 2011, 2012, 2013.
Yeah. Well, so Peeps, you want us to call you Peeps or something else you'd rather be called, or
Josh. I'm Josh.
Josh?
Or
Okay.
Peeps.
Forgive me.
My last name is People, so people call me Peeps.
Yeah. Okay. But this is your first time with us, so I mean, we pretty much know how the rest of these guys collect. But what is your main collection as far as PC? Do you have one, or are you just kind of a collector in general?
I do. I guess that would have started probably in the mid '80s. Going to shows with my dad. He grew up in southern Minnesota when there was no ball team here, so he grew up a Yankees fan. So, they came here in '61 from Washington, but anyway, the Twins did. But so he grew up a Yankees fan. So when we were going to shows, he was always looking for old Yankees cards. In the mid '80s, those were easy to come by, So I kind of adopted that. So I've been trying to complete some Yankees dynasty era teams. Obviously, certain cards are hard to get. In particular, the Mantles. But luckily, we were able to get a bunch of 52 Yankees, not the Mantle, of course, but a bunch of 52 Yankees back in the mid '80s for pretty cheap. Under $5 on a lot of them. They're not in great shape, but they look really good. They look good. They wouldn't grade well, but it doesn't matter. So the early Yankees dynasties are something I'm collect. That sort of started me. That sort of started the PC, I guess, and then I've been interested in dynasty teams ever since. So, on the other side of the coin would be like the late '70s, early '80s Edmonton Oilers, that dynasty team, trying to get all those. The Bulls in the two different Bulls teams there, the Lakers dynasty. I don't know. I guess it's a little bit malleable, like what you consider to be a dynasty, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Patriots?
Yeah, football is something I didn't continue to collect after about 1993. So I don't have the Patriots. That's not yeah. And I don't have any football past that. I think that's about the last set I have. It's not even a set. Those are the last cards I have from about 93, I think, if I had to guess. Yeah, football. I just didn't continue football. I don't know why. I just didn't.
So have you added any Dominguez to your Yankee collection?
I have a couple Dominguez, yes.
We were just talking about him.
I'm not going after him hard. Yeah. I saw him. I don't know if you saw that nice triple the other day.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about that before we went on about his slide in the thirds.
I mean, what is he, like 18 years old or 17 or something? That's fine.
Yeah, it was, and what made it catch my eye was I was telling them that it reminded me of my oldest son when he was in little league ball trying to slide into second base, and he's the only person I ever knew that could start out sliding in head first and end up feet first.
I don't think they teach kids how to slide these days, or that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah,
we used to practice.
It's like teaching cursive.
Practice.
Yeah, it's like teaching cursive. They don't do it anymore. It's like they
Yeah,
give up teaching cursive to allow more time for keyboard.
right.
Yeah.
So
Smart.
that's what was said anyway. So
Yeah, I don't know, PC. So yeah, and then the Twins. You know, I've got largely from those two championship teams, 87, 91. That era between 87 and 91, I've got most of those.
okay.
You
So
know,
you're a team collector based on the year, certain years. Then
kind of. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
So you wouldn't want like 2000 Twins, or
Not so much. I mean, I have them, but it's
Right.
not something I chase. You know, to give you an example of a card I'd like to get my hands on, I'd like to get a 52 Yogi Berra because I don't have that. I don't imagine I'm going to get a mantle in my lifetime, but I'd like to get the Yogi. I feel like it's attainable. It's not too bad.
yeah.
I did manage to get a DiMaggio recently, actually, about a month ago. I got the 48 Leaf DiMaggio, and that was a big deal because for me anyway, because I just to fork over that kind of cash for that card was a lot. That's something I had never done before. So
So mostly teams, no specific player collecting.
there's some player collecting too. Yeah. I consider, so like my top five, I guess you could say, is probably Griffey Jr., Ricky Henderson. They're all players that I grew up with. So it'd be Henderson. That was my first. Dave Winfield is a local hero in St. Paul. He grew up in St. Paul. So Dave Winfield was sort of my favorite player growing up. Ricky Henderson. Paul Molitor is a local hero as well. So I got a lot of Paul Molitor going. Griffey, because everybody loved Griffey. And those are the main ones. Frank Thomas, I was a big fan of too. Yeah.
Oh man, I used to have a huge Frank Thomas PC. Huge.
Yeah.
That was like Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey was everybody's PC.
Right.
89 through like 94.
Yeah. And Kirby, of course, Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
I just managed, I don't have it yet. I just managed to get the 84 update, Fleer update.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had it and I didn't have it. I found out that I didn't have it going through all this stuff.
I've been doing that myself, like going through cards and going, I don't have that? How do I not
Right.
have that?
Yeah,
Like, it should have been in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grabbed an 8 because I thought it was really reasonable, and it's so that's on the way. Hopefully.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
So JT, I know you do Tigers, but
I do.
is there what particular players? You may have told me one time, but I can't.
Well, I like to tell people. Yeah, I like to tell people that I have an unhealthy obsession with a 38-year-old Venezuelan man. Usually breaks the ice a little bit. No, I super collect Cabrera. I learned recently that you're not supposed to call yourself a super collector. You're supposed to let other people call you one. So I have been called a Miguel Cabrera super collector. I'll word it that way instead. I also do. So when prices were at their peak, I decided I was going to do a little side project of getting as many different Tigers autographs, because that's what I used to do when I was younger. So I do that as well. Just I'll TTM some here and there if I have like a stack of Tigers cards and I have some downtime. So I do that as well. I think I've got like 150 different players right now. So it's relatively small compared to how many different players you could possibly have, but just something to work on in between pickups.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I thought about doing that with some White Sox guys, but I'm very fickle when it comes to TTM. Sometimes I feel like doing it, sometimes I don't, but 150 different Tigers players is pretty cool.
It feels good in theory to like have those out there, but actually writing out the letters was the part for me. I'm like, I just can't do this. So
That's where I'm at. Yeah, I've never done a TTM for a card or a baseball player for that matter. I did, let's see, about mid 90s. I did a few for like stars, like movie stars, such as that. I had a buddy of mine that had gotten hold of the list of addresses, and I sent out a few. I mean, I got several. I got see what else I got. I got Chuck Norris, Demi Moore, Bruce Willis. There was somebody, Robin Williams.
Wait, addresses, or you actually have those autos?
I had the addresses I sent off for a through the mail autograph. And I actually got this is the ones I got the autographs back from.
On what did you send?
Nothing. Most of them would send back. No, well, a couple of them I did send like magazines and stuff. Like they might have been on the cover, and got them back. Others would send back like the headshot photos that the portraits they do. And they would be autographed, and majority of them would be personalized. So, and there's two others, and for some reason the names are escaping me right now. But the guy that played Geordi on Star Trek,
Joey?
Geordi.
Oh, Geordi, LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton, that's it. Got his back, and the original Penguin from Batman.
From the TV show?
Yes. He also played in Rocky as Mickey.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. The old guy. Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith, yeah. That was another one I had gotten. But his was pretty cool because he actually sent a photo back of him from back in the day when he played Penguin in Batman.
Wow.
Is it you that collects racing also?
That's Ken.
Oh, that's Ken. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot with racing. I have some, but nothing recent. Reading Rainbow, yeah, Ken. That's what I was.
I was thinking that too.
I was about to say that until he came up with the name. Yeah, Reading Rainbow guy.
I had a quick laugh when I saw Kim right there. I was like, that was in my mind.
I don't know why Geordi is what sticks in my mind, but
before we get to Diego, I wanted to. I already showed this to JT and Herman, but this was my first TTM I got back like last week. This is Oh Seung-wan. He plays for the Samsung Lions here in Daegu. I live just outside of Daegu, but he played in the MLB. He's one of the best ever Korean players to play baseball. But so I sent this card and I sent his Topps rookie for a friend of mine. I actually did this for a friend of mine, and I just included. This is his first Korean card because Korea is very. They had no baseball cards in Korea from like 2002 to 2013. There were no baseball cards in Korea except for maybe the occasional team issued set. But so this is his first like true Korean card, so that's why I chose this one. But he had a lot of Japanese cards because he played in Japan, and of course he has lots of MLB cards because every player has at least like 50 cards now a year. But and some of you guys mentioned you're not looking forward to writing all those letters, but I was planning to send some more Korean cards to some players. I sent this to the Samsung based stadium. That's what I was told to do. So I will try and write some more letters in Korean and try and get some rookie cards signed. So I say that now. I don't know that I will, but that's my plan that I'll probably back out of.
Who makes that?
Well, this is made by the company is called Day One Media, but they go by SCC, which means Sports Card Collector.
Mm.
They took over the license in 2017, I think. Before that, it was Entrave and DualSoft software company. They had it from 2014 to 2017. And before that, there was no manufacturer of cards whatsoever, not since 2002, which was Teleca. But yeah, so the baseball cards in Korea, the history is very, very spotty at best. Nothing like Japan.
So when you say there was no cards in Korea, you mean they wasn't making any, or they just?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into it, Herman. But there were no cards except for the occasional team issued set by a team. But there were no cards, no manufactured cards by a real company since from 2002 or 2003 until 2013. I came here in 2014. That's when, ironically enough, they started making baseball cards that year. Some company got a license, and there's only, as long as I've known, there's only been one manufacturer every year. But I don't know if that's a rule. I don't know if it is. What's the word? Like Topps, they have the license that only one company can make cards for MLB. I don't know if that's the rule in Korea. It's just ironically been that way. I don't know if there could be two. I don't know. I just don't know if there's another company that wanted to do it and got turned down, or there just hasn't been enough interest for another company to make cards here. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. First I'd heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Right. Between me and George, you probably won't hear much else about Korean cards.
So where's George at tonight? He riding a bicycle?
I don't know. He's probably hiking some mountain. I don't know. He's been he's been more interested in getting outside and exercising and more in the cameras and doing that stuff, which is fine. I'm happy for him, but hiking doesn't do it for me. I have zero interest in hiking, especially in this weather.
They can have the hiking. I don't no part of it.
Yeah, I got a baseball game later, as you know, but yeah, that's enough for me. I like playing sports, but I hate hiking and I hate exercising.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the exercising, but the hiking part, nah. I had a buddy of mine that I worked with that last year, but it was just last year, and I think I shared some pictures on Twitter. But we usually go camping every summer, and last year, for some reason or another, he wanted to change the location where we always went. When we get there, he starts talking about hiking. He's like, "Oh, there's this trail over here. It's only 3 miles." You know, he made it sound like a round trip. Well, it ended up being 5 miles to the top of the hill. And the elevation was like a climb the whole way. And I keep going. I'm thinking, okay, well, we get here, we'll be done. We get there, he's like, well, now we got to go back. I thought we were coming right back out to camp. What are we doing? Man, when I got back, I was ready to kill him. It was – and the trip back down was worse than the trip up.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't want no part of hiking.
All right, Diego. I forgot who you collect.
What I collect? I collect boxes and boxes and boxes of cards. That's what I
tell.
Nah, actually,
Sandberg. You're a Sandberg guy. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm more so like organized wise. I'm a Sandberg guy, Ryan Sandberg. You can see on my little poster in the back there.
I like that photo.
That was my hero growing up. My baseball coach called me Ryan Sandberg. I had WGN, and all of a sudden Ryan Sandberg became the guy, for my collection, or in my early days. And then soon after that, I started collecting more and more cards, and because I just love baseball is my sport. So, but I do Phillies. Like Phillies is my favorite team. It's my local team, so I collect a lot of Philly stuff too. A lot of bulk Phillies, it seems like, anymore. But I'm just trying to fill holes from that time frame. Like you said, like in Korea, they stopped making cards from 2000 to whatever. I was like, there were no cards from 2000 to 2013 for me. I didn't collect them. So now I am. And I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. 2007. I was just looking. I did a video, and I saw Upper Deck Masterpiece from 2007. And I was like, man, those are pretty cool canvas cards. Like, these are really nice. Like, man, what I miss, I was thinking I could have had a lot more cards, but basically Sandberg's the main guy. Phillies for fun, but I collect. Other than that, goalies for hockey and just a lot of boxes of cards. Trying to fill sets.
So you're the goalie guy. I knew there was somebody that I heard.
Yeah, I'm a goalie
that did
guy.
collect goalies. Okay.
Sandberg has Phillies minor league cards, right?
Say that?
Sandberg has Phillies minor league cards.
Yeah. Well, I think there's 2 that I know of, but they're high price for me, and not in the ballpark of what I'm collecting. I'm doing the oddballs and the cheaper stuff. There's some things on the list that I want, but I don't even really go after Ryan Sandberg like autographs. Really, I'm just more. I want the base cards. Like I want to keep it easy, light. I was doing Trout for a while because Trout grew up in the city right next door to ours, which is Millville. But you'll see Violin. That's where I'm from, and they're from the same area. So I started a little PT from him, like everybody does. And I was just like, it's getting too expensive for me. I'll just go back to my Sandberg thing and just find my little pieces here and there and be happy about it.
What's your favorite Sandberg rookie?
It's going to be
Tops.
the Fleer version, because that was the last one for me to get, and that's the one that I wanted the most. I wanted the blue uniform. I had to look at it up there. I was like, it's up there with those graded cards up there, and I was like, but right now I'm actually one of the cards that, like you said, Pete, when you said, I can't believe I don't have that card. I don't have the Sandberg O-Pee-Chee rookie, and I was like, I didn't even know. Oh man, I need to get that, and that's on my to-do list there. For
Those
Sandberg.
O-Pee-Chees, I love the O-Pee-Chees too. They can be tough. Just the cuts are always so shitty. Pardon my French, but
I don't know. It's just the fact of just having the card. It's not really about.
Then you ought to be able to get one of those.
Yeah, I just gotta find it. Well, I gotta retain the information in my head to go when I'm at a card show to go. This is one of the items I need. There is a little set that I've been the card set from 1968, I believe it is 1968, where it's like a playing card on the back. I have like most of those, so I'm going to try and finish that out. It all started with the Roberto Clemente, and I was like, oh, well, now I got a Pete Rose. Now I got this one. So a lot of the hard ones are out of the way for me. I got a Mantle in there, so I was like, man, I could probably finish that one out. So that's another one of those things I got to kind of like keeping organized, as far as collection-wise. But I'm everywhere.
I wonder how many sets Mickey Mantle prevents people from completing.
Or attempting to.
I don't know.
I was going to say, or even attempting to start.
Right.
Probably a lot.
Diego, I assume he has the Topps Tiffany rookie as well, Sandberg?
The top Tiffany? No.
Oh, he doesn't? Did Tiffany start in 84?
Well, that's in the upper echelon price range.
Oh, no. Does he have one?
Huh?
I don't think so. 83 wouldn't have had Tiffany yet.
Or 84 started Tiffany then?
No,
84. Mattingly's 84. So
it is 84. Is that Tiffany in 84? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I didn't know when it started. I know 84.
I was about to say that's going to be in the upper echelon. I'm like probably not going for that.
Mattingly Tiffany 10. I can't believe the prices in the last 2 years of stuff. I mean, the Mattingly Tiffany, I'm talking like $2,000 or $3,000. It's crazy.
I found a Mattingly O-Pee-Chee. That was fun. I didn't know I had it.
I don't know if I have one. I think I do. I'm sure.
I did have a thought about the TTMing. I actually did 3 myself, and one of them was to Ryan Sandberg. I got 3 cards signed from him. So, and that was the main one that I wanted. The other one was Dave Hollins from the Phillies, but that one never came back. And I also had a Rick Shue come back. Why I sent it out to him, I don't know. I just said, Rick Shue was cool. I'm going to write him. the guy who could never get past Schmidt.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a
Diego,
reprint,
you got me.
but it's glossy, which Tiffany is, right? Tiffany is glossy, right?
Glossy and a lighter back.
Yeah, and a lighter back, yeah. But do you know? Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a reprint or if this is an extra Topps Tiffany I had lying around. We'll see.
Ooh, that's a cool Sandberg.
Yeah, I need that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I've never seen that.
I'd never seen Sandberg in a Phillies uniform. So,
I think it's all minor league uniforms.
but yeah.
Is that a Phillies or Cubs? It's a Phillies, right?
That's the Phillies farm system at that time.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the team, and I can't. I'm just drawing a blank.
Oh,
Actually, the one that I wanted, Bo. Somebody sent the set to Bo. It
the
a
reading
monster.
TCMA reading Phillies.
Does Mattingly have an 88 starting lineup? Talking baseball.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Diego, does Mattingly? Does Ryan was Sandberg on the 88?
December had 88.
Yeah, did Sandberg have one?
I know he has one talking card, but it's a larger size card.
Oh, the LJN.
I have it on my wall. Give me a second, I'll grab it.
That's the one you put in the machine, right? And it gives you the blurb.
No. Yeah, I think that's the one he's talking about.
Yeah, this is the one I have.
Yeah. I think that's LJN, the company.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't have anything that small, but I still have there's like 8,000 Ryan Sandberg cards. When I check the trading card database, I got a long ways to go. I'm at 6.
How many of those are post playing years?
How many are what?
Post playing years. I'm sure. Well,
I'm sure there's a lot.
2000.
There's quite a few, man.
When did Sandberg stop playing, Diego?
90. Well, the first time was like 94. The second time was 96.
Yeah. So I'm wondering.
He retired twice.
Yeah, 97 and on. I'm wondering how
I
many.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
JT, how do you find stuff to collect anymore? Don't you have every Miggy card?
You would think so. But it turns out I'm very curious to see what it's at now. It's probably going to scare me. I'm going to see how many cards he has on Trading Card Database, because the last time I checked was sometime last year at 17,500 different cards.
Yeah,
and I know of at least 1,500 that were missing.
Modern players have to be like so many.
Hey, Mickey.
Welcome, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Or
Wow,
hey,
that card room, that is
I
serious.
call my neighbor. I
Wow.
call Mickey my neighbor.
Yeah,
So y'all are neighbors?
Well, he lives in one of the cities close to mine.
Oh, neighboring cities. Okay.
Actually, and the thing is I go there to drop off my kids actually in his same area where he lives. I drop off my kids to go to their grandparents.
my head too shiny, too much reflection.
No, you're good.
No, you're good, man.
Actually, before I forget, guys, JT, I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. I guess some of you others, like Diego with your Sandberg, I wanted to know, maybe JT, you've already been part of this. I know you do player collecting stuff. I do want to have a video with a bunch of collectors that are player collectors of like one guy and have a show about that, if you're up for it.
Let me know when and where.
Okay, awesome. I'll try and set it up, and I'll get back to you guys.
There you go.
Cool. Mine would be short. It's only Mantle. Just kidding.
No.
Well, I mean, I have two, but one's retired and one's still playing. So
Yeah.
Well, both of mine are retired, so I understand.
Wait, refresh my memory. Who are those two?
me,
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman and Dale Murphy.
Okay, yeah. Dale Murphy, right. I think I heard you say that once before.
Yep. That's pretty much the only two. I mean, I've got a couple of others, like, I'll put back Ozzie Albies and Dansby Swansons, but I'm not like actively looking for them. If I,
Yeah.
if I get a box of cards and there's one there, I'll put it back. But
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know then. I gotta,
the Murphy and the Freeman is the main two. Which, let's see.
Hey,
Bo sent me some stuff. I'm trying to. I actually sent me this. Was it last? No, 2019. The Bowman's Best. I actually didn't have that one. I don't know how I missed it.
So for a
That's been happening to me.
for a super collector, I know you're not supposed to use that name, or I don't know what you're. Whatever. Is it just a matter of keeping up
you want us to?
with the new stuff, or is there older stuff you're looking for?
For me personally,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Sure.
okay. Well, I like the newer stuff too, but it just depends. Like, there's just so much. I usually go for whatever I think is the best deal. So through that, I built my collection around, like, I have all the key cards, and I thankfully got them before things got way too crazy. But for the most part, I would say there's very few cards in my collection that aren't worth as much as they were when I bought them. They've all kind of gone up, and it's just because I've been shopping for whatever the best deal was at the time, unless there was something that I needed for a rainbow. And I just said, you know what, I'll pay whatever price is necessary to finish this off.
You know what that reminds me of? Does anybody else remember anybody else remember the cars that they used to show in Beckett that people would
Yeah.
the original art cards?
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of. That's the first thing I thought about when he
Baseball Vandals, I think it was.
Yeah.
Vandals.
That's the artist right there, some kid.
said. That's pretty cool. But
So-
yeah, as far as Freeman cards, pretty much if they come across my table, I keep it. I like to have one of all of them, but I know that's not possible with the 1-of-1s and the refractors and the clears and all that. So
Right. So the serial numbered ones are the tough ones, right? I assume.
yeah, normally I'll seek out anything like serial numbered to 10 or more, but and not so much always on the 10s. It's usually like 25 is my bottom tier, unless, like JT said, if I come across a good deal, then and I know it's worth it, and that's why I'll do it then. But
So what's your best Freeman rookie? Like a cognac or diamond or something?
No, I don't know. I don't go that deep.
I don't even know.
I mean, I've got a bunch of his base Topps rookies, like a stack of them. But I've got I do have a Topps Chrome, and I've got the Bowman Auto Rookie, which is I'd say that's probably like the better one. I don't chase after the high dollar stuff.
Or which one do you like the most? Just the base, maybe? Or I like that card.
I was gonna say, since I got about 30 of them, it's probably the base.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Yeah, but now I do like the Chrome, the Topps Chrome version.
Yeah,
because it's the base version is him playing infield, is fielding.
yeah.
And the Chrome version is him batting. So it's kind of you got a little both.
Right. I know some people don't like fielding cards. I don't, but that doesn't bother me at all. But
No, I actually like them. I mean,
yeah.
especially when
I
it's
guess
like,
it depends on the player.
I guess.
So, I mean, yeah.
if it's a position player, yeah. I mean, pitchers, which I mean, I guess you really don't want to pitch. You don't want a pitcher batting in a card. So,
I don't know. I love that upper deck with John Smoltz batting.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Burley has like 2 or 3 when he's bunting.
There's this card in the 2008 Upper Deck set that I just find it's such a weird scenario. So it's a Phillies White Sox game. So first of all, it's an interleague game, and second of all, it's like a relief pitcher who was like getting a lead off of first base. So this relief pitcher made it to first base and is, I guess, like at least going to make it look like he wants to go for a steal in an interleague game.
I don't know. Wasn't there a relief pitcher who just hit a grand slam or something not too long ago?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Max Scherzer was not too pleased.
I was like, holy crap.
He didn't have his
Circumstances.
stuff. Dan, I was going to ask you, does like Korean baseball, do they do like an all-star game?
Yeah, they do.
Did they just have it like recently, or?
Was it? I'm wondering. Well, no, not yet. They were going to. The league has been suspended because 4 or 5 players went out for partying and got infected by COVID. So that takes the suspension to the Olympic break. So KBO won't start up again until August 10th. So they're on a break. So I don't know if that's going to affect the All-Star game or not.
Do they do it like a home run derby?
Do they do it? I know. I'm sure you've seen this. They actually have a bunting competition.
That's where I was getting to. I seen that. That is, I would love to see it. No, look, they have spots in the field marked. And the closest to that spot, that's how you win. I mean, they bunt it. They got to put it down in certain spots. And I saw that video, and that's pretty. To me, that would be better than a home run derby. Because think about it. Pretty much any major leaguer can get up there and hit home runs off the balls that they're getting pitched. They're getting thrown batting practice pitches. But
I mean, they're even slower than batting practice pitches for these buntings. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's anyway.
But for bunting, I mean, you've got to be able to put it down and get it within a ring that looks like a skeet. Looks like a skeet shoot. I'm not a skeet shoot, but
like a target.
What am I trying to think of? The skeet ball.
Ski ball.
Ski ball.
Yeah, that it looks like that kind of target, and they've got to put it in the center or closest to the center. Right. And I guess they get points for ever how close they get.
Yeah. It's big points, smaller points as they go out. Yeah.
It sounds like the 3-point competition in a basketball all-star game.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
I would like to have Chris Berman commenting the bunting competition.
It's going slow, real slow.
So, guys, real quick, I want to plug a fellow YouTuber real quick. The guy's name is The Ticket Leprechaun. You have till the end of this month to enter his giveaway. He's giving away some cards and stuff like that, I think. But he has he only collects Hall of Famers, Hall of Famer autographs, Hall of Famer rookie cards, stuff like that. Like that's all he does. And he's got binders just full of old, nothing new, no junk wax, nothing. It's all really old stuff. And he's got quite a big collection. So he has 2 ways of entering. I entered. You do a video of your card room or where you shoot your videos, and another way is just to comment on his giveaway video what you like best about his card room. So I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, and he's trying to get to 500. He's a little bit short. Last time I checked, today was at like 488. So
it's kind of funny that you say the card room because I have saw the Ticket Leprechaun thing and some videos that people were doing, and I was like, I have a few of them that I've done before.
Right.
And when I came back years late, I took a little break from YouTube and came back on with my own name. Before I was just Sports Cards Detour, and I said, I'm going to take a little break, and then when I come back, I'm going to show my card room how it is now. And I was like, oh my God, in the span of 6 months that I was gone, my room filled up even more. How was that possible?
Right.
I got a biting bug. I got a buying bug and I don't sell anything. There's a problem.
Then that means you're not a flipper.
Yeah.
You're a hoarder.
I'm a hoarder. That's what I think I said that one time. I am a cardboard hoarder. I enjoy it.
I did a video on is it hoarding if it's organized?
Says probably the most organized person in this group right now.
Nah, not really. Look at his desk; it's a mess.
Well, yeah, but behind you, I'm pretty sure all that's organized, right?
Yeah, it's broken down by manufacturer. It still has to be broken down by year, and some books just have all the sports in it, like basketball, hockey, football, Olympic, non-sports cards, all goofy stuff.
So you just got to separate it by like tops, upper deck, Fleer.
As I buy the big lots, that's what I try to do.
Right.
So, and then
that's one step.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and then break them down because I want to try to put sets together and stuff like that. And I've got a bunch of sets. Matter of fact, over the 4th of July, I think I put together like 14 or 19 sets of cards, So,
yeah.
But even then, I want to put them in binders now because I like the way some people I really was anti-binder, but now I think displaying binders looks pretty cool because I never had mine displayed. I just had binders full of like PC guys, like binders full of Piazza, Jeter, guys like that. And then I pulled them all out. But now I'm like, you know what? To do it by, set, kind of looks cool. Like some of my ideas come from other YouTubers, like the Pino Man's got all his set up, by year. It looks really nice, with the one card on the outside, So yeah.
Yeah, I took a page out of Herman's book when it came to the binders, and I like doing binders myself. Most of Ryan Sandberg cards are all in binders. I also have a little Puerto Rican player set, and I put those cards all in binders when I get a few Puerto Rican players from a mega team that was back in 1993. But Herman was saying that he put together sets for the years of his kids. And I was like, man, that sounds like such a great idea. I have 4 kids. I would love for them to have something like that them myself. So I was like, I got to take Herman's idea, man. I got to get these kids some sets.
Yep.
The problem is my one daughter, my 16-year-old daughter,
Don't
she's
say
in the era where I didn't collect. So I'm like, oh, man, now this is hard to find. I'm just going to have to buy the set.
Yeah. But that which I'm one step ahead of you. I'm working on grandkids now, but
I got my grandkids too.
Yeah, I actually today I just finished binding up my 2 2021 sets for tops for my 2 grandkids. It's not even here yet, but they'll be here next month. Matter of fact, my son's at the hospital with his wife now.
Wow.
They're expecting the first one, which she's a little early, so we're kind of hoping she'll hold off a little bit, but.
Congrats.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, and that's I think I told this one time before. I don't know if it was on here or on Monday night, but all my sets are bindered up, and right on. I've got what it is on the outside, and when you open it up, I've got their name on the inside page or the inside of the binder. Of course they know their birth year, but in case somebody's going through it and they open it up, it's like, okay, well, this says Brandon. This, goes to Brandon, and I'm kind of working on dividing all of it up the same way, even the ones that's like their non-birth years for the stuff I have prior to or after. I don't know who's getting my 72 set if I ever get it finished, but
that's even more why I need the Ryan Sandberg Petrie rookie. So that way each kid can have a rookie card if they want.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, not only that, I think I told this may be the same one you're talking about. The way that started was when I first got into collecting. You hear all these people talking about how, my parents bought this set when I was born, and it was the, 68 top set or 52 set. You know what I mean? And now they have it, given to them, and it's the value's going up tremendously. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I don't know. I wish my parents had done the same thing for me,
Yeah.
So, and here I am, 48 years later, and I'm still trying to finish the set, which I'm down to 29 cards left. So,
Which set? 72.
72.
And you got all the big. What are the big ones there? That shouldn't be too bad, right?
Probably the biggest one I had, which I'm in the high numbers now, which all of those are pretty scarce. But the biggest one that I can think of that I have left is probably the Steve Garvey.
Oh, and that's a high number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've got the Nolan Ryan, I've got the Pete Rose, the Hank Aaron's, I've got all those.
Clemente.
Who?
Clemente.
Yeah, I've got Clemente. Fisk, I've got all those. So I'm
Willie Mays.
Yeah, when I say when I'm in the high numbers, I'm in the high numbers. Everything is 600 and everything I need is 650 and above.
And are you just trying to get them raw or?
Yeah, I'm just doing raw.
Yeah.
So I actually got I knocked out about a quarter of what I needed last week. So I got 12 of them from Chris off of Twitter, CBT cards, I think it is. And he gave me a great deal. I couldn't turn it down for a lot of 12. I mean, $30
back.
Wow.
Did I?
What's that?
Did I DC? Because everything went blank.
No, you still here.
Oh,
Triple Crown, you got your birth year?
I do not.
You're the youngest buck here.
Yeah, no, they haven't come out with the 2021 factory sets yet, so I'll wait till those come. No, I'm just kidding.
Suzuki rookie.
Yeah, no, mine is. I hate the tops design for my year, so it's just not. I don't even. This is a very tiny room here too, so I don't really have the space to do like all the sets. I don't even know if I have a complete set of any year. Now that I think about it, probably not.
Yeah.
I do have the full Tigers run though, all the way from 51 to this year minus 4 cards. So that's kind of my little project, I guess. My take on it because I just don't have interest in doing the other players.
Now,
What are the 4 cards?
One of them is there's one player who's in the blue backs for the 51 tops. It's not too expensive. It's like a $50 card, but I've been putting it off for 2 years now. I've always found someone else I'd like to get instead. One of them is George Kell from 52, and then they have 2 cards in the high number portion of 52, which you're going to be paying a couple $100 for a piece. And I mean, there have been times that I could have done it, but there was, money was an issue at the time, or there was something else I wanted to get. So it's kind of been on a back burner for like 2 years now, but one of these days I'll finish it off.
Yeah, that's you said all the way back to Tiger Run back to when?
51 tops.
51 tops. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing all tops.
Yeah, the Bowman ones just really don't. There's not really too much I'm missing. Like the only of the Bowman cards I love the 55K line. It's a great pose of him, but other than that, there's not really any like key rookies in there throughout all of them. And then when you get on to, past the 2000s, and you have all the different types of tops products and upper decks, it just gets to be too much. So just flagship is enough for me. They've got probably like 40 cards in flagship every year, and I have a good enough time tracking those down as it is. So don't need to be doing more than that.
Yeah. Well, I only went back to 66 on Braves, which I've got a lot of holes on it to fill, but I didn't really start that until last year. So I don't know why I didn't, but yeah, a lot of holes to fill on that one. But I am up to 3 binders, so I'm making progress.
There's something that's very satisfying about filling in that last card on a certain page. I will say that I've become I would say binder, but I'm more of a Z Folio guy. I have the Tiger set in binders, but just whenever you complete that page, there's just something that's so addicting about it. Or like when you get to be one card away, like there's a 17 finest blue refractor that I need, and the only reason I know that is because it would finish off the page for me, and I'm just kind of antsy to finish off that page. Really has no bearing on anything and would not change a single thing in my life, but I would be very satisfied for that moment I put it in the page to complete it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's why I started concentrating on which I started out doing the tops, and then I went into doing just because I like the card stock of the way they're made. It was the Heritage, Gypsy Queen, and Allen and Ginter sets, and I'm real close on Gypsy Queen, mainly because it only started in 2011. Is that right?
Yeah, some of those short prints are tough too. I don't know if you have anyone in the high, because 11 Gypsy Queen was really weird. It was kind of like what retail is today, where you just can't find it because they absolutely loaded it with hits back in the day. And I know the high numbers right now, like there's two different Tigers that are above the 300 card mark where they become the short prints. And last time I was looking at them, there were none listed on eBay, which a lot of those sets you can at least find one, but not in this. It's incredibly tough. So I don't know. Oh, is that one of the penny heads?
This is a coin, but this one's a 2013. But this one, I think it's a 5, but it took me forever to find this. Forever. I didn't even know it existed until I saw it. I'm like, holy cow, I gotta get that.
It's nice.
I do like the way the Heritage and the Gypsy Queen just feel in the hands. Like it takes me back to back, during the I gotta say the good old days, but it just feels like it's a hefty card. I'm like, oh man, these are nice.
Yeah, that was kind of which I had been out there in the when the whole time of Allen Ginter and Gypsy Queen coming out, so I never had really dealt with any of those. But when I got back in 4 years ago and saw my first ones, I'm like, man, these are nice because they, like you said, they have the card stock of an older card. They don't have the gloss and the sticky like some of the cards do today. So
some of the cards, some cards from that I've been sorting just have like a so thin type of feel. Like I'm like, man, if you were to grade these cards like back in 2000, they're probably hard to grade because they're so flimsy. You bang them once and that's done.
Right. So JT, you was talking about the short prints on the 2011. I don't have any of them.
Yeah,
I have all but one of the 2011. The one I don't have is Chipper Jones, and everything else that I don't have in 2011 are all short prints. And I'm sitting here looking at it now, and one of them is the Freddie Freeman rookie.
Herman's got a new press.
Got to have two of those. I got to have one for the binder and one for the PC.
Yeah.
So my memory with that product is I had heard about it and I seen the breaks online, and I went to the LCS and asked them hey, do you guys have any hobby boxes of this? Because it was only $120 a box, which was pretty high at the time for that product, but at the same time it was absolutely insane. And they didn't have any; they had sold out. So I actually had gone on a baseball road trip that year and stopped at Target the first night I was there, and I saw they had some blasters there, Gypsy Queen. Never see this back in my neck of the woods. So grabbed one, opened it up, and there's a Lou Gehrig game used jersey relic in there. So immediately go back and buy the rest of them, open them all up that night, and I think there was a hit in every single one. But we were talking about this briefly earlier. Peeps, you had asked what's the how do you not find, or do you have a hard time finding things? And I mean, Herman probably going to have that problem if you're looking for those Gypsy Queens, is that a lot of people just don't list that stuff for sale
Yeah.
because it's like a $2 to $5 card in their mind. But to me, it's like the last card I need for my rainbow or my set. So if it's not worth like their time, like the $100 card, then it goes in a box somewhere to never see the light of day again. So that's what I run into most often with that.
You're gonna have to find one of those sellers that are doing like, hey, look, complete your set, type of eBay, and I go through those guys. Like, I'm like, okay, there's a couple cards that I know I need to finish the setup. Let me go to this guy and go try and find them. Sometimes you don't find them even there. Like they're sold out.
And believe it or not, the ones that I do have, I just got them last week from Bo. He had sent me for a trade that we did where I sent him some Cubs and he sent me back some Braves. And I had he had the whole 2011 team set minus Chipper Jones and the SPs, which was pretty sweet.
Speaking of Bo, I just bought some stuff from him. I got a package today. I bought some stuff from his eBay store.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, and he got me another project started too. in the stuff that he sent me a stack of the Gold Star cards from last year's factory sets. You know how they had the parallels, like they had the Gold Star, the blue, and the green. Well, he opened up a set a while back that was the Gold Stars, and he sent me all the Braves except for Acuna and Denard. So when I started looking through it, I'm like, wow, this is all of them, And I get to look at them, like, no Acuna, no Denard. So I had to jump on eBay and buy those too.
Yeah,
I mean, two cards to finish the team set of a parallel set. I'll do that.
I ended up getting this Mike Trout from Bo, eBay, from Project 2020. On my hand.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He had it at a great price. I was like, okay, I got that. Well, I'll take it.
Who was the artist on that?
Of course, you get the 1 million Cubs card. That I saw. I was like, oh, look, I got one. Yeah, finally. Got Chase Utley.
Here you go.
The buyback.
And Will Myers, a guy that I started PCing, and I kind of just dropped the ball on him. When Will Myers first came up, I thought he was going to be like Bryce Harper and Mike Trout, and he's a good player, but he's going to be in the Hall of Good for the rest of He plays everywhere. I still, if I find some, I'll pick them up, but I don't actively like try and get every single one. And then I got one of the Phillies rookies. This is Casey Martin, a sapphire or color.
I love those sapphire cards. Yep.
So he had those up there, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna go buy him some. I'm gonna support his cause to go to the Nationals."
So Diego, you need to send the 1 million card back to Bo.
Why?
He forgot to sign yours.
Oh, I see how it is. I feel lesser now. I have to mess with him in the morning. After a 6-mile ride, I'm like, dude.
Did anybody else?
Again, I'm sure, like, since I bought it off his eBay store, he didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I come up as
Well,
common-based sports cards, which is when I wanted to start selling cards, that was going to be my eBay name, common-based sports cards,
Mhm.
and that's what my PayPal set up as. So sometimes my name doesn't even register. It'll just come up common-based sports cards, then my address.
yeah, got to do some detective work to figure out who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he sent me that one. I don't even think we really even knew who each other was back then. I can't remember what it was, if it was a trade or if I bought something off eBay or something, but that was some of his first.
I know. I'm upset now.
So,
Bo, I'm on record as being upset. I didn't get the autograph.
oh, I done started something.
I got a
So-
project now.
There you go. It's TDM through the mail. Send it
There you
back.
go, TTM.
Send it
I
back
got
with
his
a
address.
send it back with a letter and a $5 donation.
Dear Bo, I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah. So, Peeps, your videos, man, the background, the sound that you have, and the whole layout, the editing is awesome. I just wanted to say that because I remember the first one I saw with the crowd back noise.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of envious because I cannot edit a YouTube video for nothing. That's why I do live. I'm like, I can't do editing, so let's just hit the live button and go.
Yeah, I got a lot of video editing experience. So, I was trying to do something a little different. So, thanks, appreciate it.
The talking bobblehead was pretty neat. or the bobblehead or whatever that was you had. Was it a bobblehead?
Yeah, it's a bobblehead that I just. So there's a program you can get to make them talk.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's several, but I used a program.
Yep.
I've done a lot of video editing, so.
Here I was thinking I did something when I made the McCutcheon card that Blake Jameson did sing. I did that for the app, but
I love those. Those are funny. Here's something funny I found in the basement. I don't know if y'all have one of these. Or remember these 3D cards?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
They're like they
I
didn't have a
vaguely-
back. They just had little tape on the back. I guess you were supposed to stick them up on something.
Yeah, stick them up on the wall.
And man,
They always look kind of weird to me.
They are weird. Oh, it's definitely creepy looking. If you look at
I vaguely remember those, but I don't know that I ever had any.
Ah, here you go.
nice, there you go.
Look, he's got
A bunch of them.
I just
The
happened
whole set.
to.
I think there's 30 of them. Mike Boddicker? That's in there?
Bruce Suter,
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Sutter.
Rick Sutcliffe.
There you go. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
There you go.
so is that the set?
No, or at least I don't think so. I just was putting them off to the side because I found them in a box and I was putting them off to the side. I didn't really
Mike
go back
Schmidt.
to them. But when he showed them, I was like, wait, I just saw that box. I just pushed it over.
Dave Kingman,
I only found the one in the basement. Just the one.
Tom Seaver, and here he comes with just about the whole set. Jim Rice.
Maybe I do.
I know somebody watching it would love that Jim Rice. Tim Raines.
Barry. Oh wait,
Now,
no.
do those
That's
have the
Prison
tape
Barry.
on the back?
that one looks just weird to me.
Oh, man, that's
Oh,
rough.
something's wrong with that.
It's the mustache. That
I think
mustache.
that's where I'm
man,
back.
like they, I don't know.
Oh,
Jimmy Quinn. Then we got Jack Morris, and finally Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
Now I do have a Ryan Sandberg one, but he's hanging up on the wall.
is there still tape on the back of those?
Yeah, there's like little double-sided tape type.
Right. Okay.
But now that you say that, while you guys talk, I'm going to check this and see what I'm missing.
You guys, I have to take off. I have a baseball game later. I'm about to be picked up in about 20 minutes.
All right, Dan. Well, we appreciate
Dan.
you hanging out while you could.
All
Good
right.
seeing you.
JT, I sent you a message on Twitter, so I want to do a player collector video.
Sounds good. I'll check it out in a minute.
All right, take care, everybody. See you.
See you.
All right,
See you,
Dan.
Dan.
Good luck.
And he's off.
And he's off.
Man, my comments have froze.
Nah,
JT, I realize I have purchased things from you before, but I didn't know it until much later on.
I get that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
get-
you do. Purchased things from you before.
I purchased from Triple Crown a few times, and I'm like, and then it was Ken. Ken said something about that he's put stuff on with Triple Crown, and I'm like, that sounds familiar to me. Triple Crown.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I see people all the time where I feel like I want to ask, but then I'm like, well, no, because then it feels like I'm kind of like pushing it on them to like go check out the stars. So I'm like, we'll see if they say anything to me, like, oh, thanks for the cards or something like that.
You got a lot of listings.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, is that your full-time gig?
It is.
Okay.
So I mean, everything that I have is on this shelf over here. So I got this idea from Big Shep over on Twitter. I saw that he had like his Giants and his Royals like this, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I have to do this. This looks so sweet. So like all the teams have a little logo on the front. Then within them, I kind of have it sorted by player. So you go through a lot of top loaders doing this, which in these times is not the best thing, but it had to choose selectively which players I put in dividers for, but that's mostly how I do it. And then I have these ECW card crates down here as well, and I keep some of the better stuff in, as well as lockbox,
Right.
a lot of that kind of stuff.
So, JT, do you spend a lot of time at your desk?
That's the what?
In your card room?
What'd you say?
I say, do you spend a lot of time in your card room there?
I spend more time than I care to admit in this room.
It's the cushion that tells it.
Yeah, to give you an idea, I've gone through 3 different like additional seat cushions here on my office chair, and it's probably been the past year and a half. So
It's
I think it's
fine.
signed.
Do you know Brad Bethune, Texas card dude?
Yeah.
He keeps a heater under his desk. So, and dude lives in Texas. I don't understand that.
I mean, I'm wearing like a baseball sleeve tee, and it was like 90 degrees here today, so it's always cold in this room here. But I try to keep it that way so that the cards don't get like warped. I try to keep it at like a room temperature all the time. Otherwise, you get looks like 2010 Topps Chrome.
There you go.
Oh, there they are. The
Oh,
thing.
wow.
Mickey's got a box.
So
Mickey's like,
yeah, I was looking all over. I'm like, man, I know I got a box of them somewhere.
How did they come? They came in one at a time?
yeah.
Or,
Yeah. So I have another box. This is one that I opened up. There's just one.
oh,
card.
yeah.
The
Okay.
checklist. There are 30 cards in the set. So I've opened this one up, and just opened some packs, but there's still 3, 6, 11 left in this box. I have another box. I was like, man, I know it's here somewhere.
So what year were those?
80. Well, first of all, it says made in Taiwan. 1985, Topps Chewing Gum Incorporated. Made in Taiwan.
I wonder if that's the only year.
It's the only one I've ever seen.
They had a second year.
Did he have
Oh,
another
yeah.
year?
I think they did have a second year.
And it comes with one on the box. There's actually one glued to the box, too.
Yeah, to show you how to use the tape.
I don't know if there's a little bit more than the tape. I don't know how many different ones came on the box.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I had a box somewhere, and I got another one, but
Gotta love those oddball ideas.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I ever had any. I knew I saw them, but I don't think I ever had them.
Yeah.
And they were like a 5x7 size.
Yeah, you can't really put them anywhere.
4x6.
They're hard to mail out.
something like that.
But I'm gonna find a way to get a Dale Murphy over there for you.
It's kind of like the old Donruss oversized cards. You kind of have to just put them. Yeah,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
it. Yeah,
That's like
You
the
just
team
gotta-
cards.
you got to just turn them sideways and put them down between the box and the other rest of the cards.
We got the 83s, a whole pack of those too.
There you go.
At one
Right.
time, these were $4.99 for the set. which to me seems kind of expensive. But whatever.
It's like the top's big.
And it's funny too because obviously they were just bagged by somebody. You know, they didn't come like that.
Here's another oddball thing.
Heads up.
The heads up.
Oh yeah, those were cool.
Had suction cups on. They have suction cups on the back,
Yeah.
and that's not as big
Brad.
as.
I recently pulled this out.
24 on this set.
I don't know if you remember this Stadium Club Sky Dome set.
Oh, wow.
You remember this thing?
Oh yeah.
So you want to hear my story about the whole dome sets, right? I already had back in the day. I bought that set right there that you just showed. Matter of fact, now I have 3 of those sets. But I went to this guy's Facebook Marketplace. He was selling a bunch of baseball cards, and he wanted $500 for it. So I contacted him, on a Wednesday while I was at work. He said, "Well, or was it Thursday? It was a Thursday at work, I believe, Thursday or Friday." Anyway, I contacted him, and he says, "Well, there's a guy coming up to look at it tonight." I said, "All right, well, crap. Normally they're gone like that." So I'm like, "All right, well, let me know if the deal doesn't go through." And the next day comes around, and the guy didn't contact me, but I did my own follow up with the guy. So hey, what's the story? I see the ad is still up. Turns out, oh yeah, the guy didn't buy them. So I'm like, all right. Hopped in my truck, drove all the way up. It was like an hour plus drive, maybe an hour drive to get there. Got there, walked into his house, and a lot of them were like 800 count boxes, and there were some 5,000 count boxes with 800 count boxes jammed inside. So the sleeves were pulled out, and he just filled them with more 800 count boxes. Well, I'm looking at him, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, my in-laws are moving in, and I got to redo the basement. And he's been sitting in my basement for 16 years, and I got to get rid of them now." So I'm looking, and I'm really on the fence. I'm like, it's just a bunch of 800 count boxes and sets that I probably already have, or some sets I'm really not interested in, or whatever. But then I look and I see the dome set, the not the Murphy, the other one, the Sky Dome, right? And I look at it, I'm like, oh, I got the dome set. So I got talking to him about, hey, because I just got outbid for the Murphy Dome on eBay. It went over like $350. It went over that. That's when I stopped. And so I'm rooting around through these boxes and stuff, and lo and behold, I opened up a box because he had mugs, he had books and magazines and plaques and picture frames, all kinds of stuff. I posted my video about it. It was a few months ago now. And I'm like, I see the dome in there. I see it's the Murphy Dome. And cha-ching, I'm like, okay. That was the thing that decided me that I'm going to pull the trigger on this. So I tried to see if he would come down from the 500. And he's like, no, if I don't get 500, then I'm just putting them back in storage. And I'm like, well, the other guy before me may have tried the same thing to try to talk him down, and they couldn't come to an agreement. This guy's firm. So I'm like, all right. I whipped out the $500, gave him the $500. So I got 2 complete sets of the, 94 Bowman with the, whichever one has a Mariano rookie card in it.
Mm-hmm.
Get 2 complete sets of that, and not 4, but I found a 5th Derek Jeter SP rookie card in that $500 lot that I bought. So I'm like this is for $500. This is like by far just those cards made it the best investment possibly in my lifetime for $500 and gas to get up and back. And it actually, by the time they loaded up my pickup truck, and it almost filled up the entire bed to the top. Almost. It was like maybe, 2 800 count boxes from the top. All the way to the tailgate. I shoved stuff in the back seat, filled up the back seat, and I had huge picture frames right here. Like, this guy had everything. like these huge picture frames. There was 6 of these. I mean, they're not real cards; they're just whatever. Mercedes-Benz, I guess, authorized this or whatever. Just jammed up my my truck for $500. I was so glad I bought it, and it took me a while to go through it all. And I gave a lot of stuff away. I gave away magazines to people, books, packets, whatever I had that I didn't want. I still have a box here. I got to coordinate with Pepino Man. Actually, put 2 boxes for Pepino Man. And all I asked is these guys, pay the shipping. That's all. You can have the book. That's all Dodger related stuff. Dodger programs, yearbooks, whatever.
Oh, sweet.
All kinds of stuff. So for $500, I really got lucky on that one because someone had first shot at it. And then there are other deals that I missed. So that's what I do. That's how my collection, really took off within the last, say, 3 years. Because originally when I had stopped collecting, I had like between 400,000 and 600,000 cards. And then I stopped collecting for all those years. And like in 2017, something like that, my son bought me a top set, factory set, like from Target or Walmart. And that it had a Mickey Mantle. I think it had a Mickey Mantle on it. I'm not sure. I think that's why he bought it, because it had a mantle on it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that kind of got me going back into it. Prior to that, I had cards set up for both my sons, like just split them down. Here's this. And I gave them to him. My one son got married and moved out. And he's like, Dad, I don't even want them, Dad. There was like a couple 100,000 cards of his up in the attic. So I brought them down and just absorbed them back in to my collection. My other son says, Dad, all I want is football. I don't want baseball. So I gave him a lot of my football cards. But he's mainly like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Packers guy. So even then, he doesn't want like all that stuff. So now, like, I'm now waiting for my grandkids to get old enough, and hopefully, I don't know, if I don't have an earthquake and get buried alive, and that's some of the other guys' jokes. That this is only like, I don't know, maybe 2/3, 3/4 of my collection. I still have like 1 million cards in the house that I just don't have the room for them out here. So so I started having auctions and stuff like that.
Well, guys, you see what my competition is, right? We're both in the same state. I can't get any bigger now.
And I'm always scouring Facebook Marketplace because that's the place you can get the best deals. Like my Targets, my Walmarts, they don't sell it, at the store. So you can't go there, and I can't pick up like I used to. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, I can attest for that.
So I go in the flea market tomorrow, by the way, and I'm going to look for. There's 2 guys at Berlin that always sell cards. One guy always has a shoebox like half full of trouts, and I'm going to just pick up some more trouts off of them, Otanis, whatever they got, and see how it goes. That
Facebook, the marketplace, and all around here you're not going to buy what they're selling. No, I mean it's all like.
I know what you mean because it's the same way around here too.
They have a trunk full of blasters that they're trying to sell from Walmart that they just picked up, or there's no like true collections,
No.
So
I have regular guys now that I made contact through Facebook Marketplace that contact me, say, hey, I've got a case of this, I got a case of that. You interested? You're getting first crack at it, stuff like that. The problem is that the price has skyrocketed for everything. It's like what I got a case for $50-$60 for, 2 years ago is now $350.
Yep.
A box of 85 Dunrust, which I could have picked up for $40, is $350 and more. So I have several guys that contact me that I've been dealing with, and it's just I've been priced out of the market too. Now I go to flea market and I just pick up trouts or whatever catches my eye, because it's the kind of shopper I am. Whatever catches my eye, I buy.
Yeah, it's like look at Gypsy Queen this year. Gypsy Queen's right at $200 a box, and it's
wow.
Yeah, I looked at your break and I was like, I would like to join, but that's my allowance.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
It topped
because
up my
like,
allowance.
it was anywhere from $180 to $200 a box. And last year, or I don't know if it was last year or year before last, I mean they were like 125.
Now, does it have a lot of hits? Kind of like a la 2011.
No, I mean it's your typical usual. Well, I got one right here I hadn't opened. There's there's two on card autos per box. There's I think what they call 5 the captain's minis or something, which is a new insert they did.
Okay.
One short print per box. So I mean it's nothing. It's the same as always.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, fellas, but I'm being summoned. I got to quit.
Hey, it's good seeing you.
Hey,
I appreciate you joining, Pete.
I appreciate you inviting me on. I'd
man.
join anytime. Just holler at me.
Yeah, you're welcome back whenever, man.
Really nice to see you guys and talk.
All right, take care.
Peace out.
See you, man.
All right.
Yeah.
And then there was
It says that his Facebook marketplace is all retail flippers too.
well, I guess we're in a unique spot. I see them all the time. I'm just not interested, or it's a little bit too far to go. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've kind of stepped away from retail anyway because I was actually in my local Walmart Thursday night with my daughter, and I went to get some printer ink. When I came back up, it just so happened that the vendor was there stocking on Thursday night, which was like they used to stock around lunchtime on Fridays, so they switched their time, I guess. But
Right.
she was there on Thursday night. So I'm like, I'm standing in the line, in the checkout line now, not the line to get cards. Because, I mean, there wasn't one, but I'm standing in the checkout line looking over at the rack, and like everything's on it. There's Select. I mean, I could have bought a case of Select blasters if I wanted it, but I'm not going to pay $20 for 12 cards.
Yeah. That was always my mentality. I looked at how many cards were in there, and I was just said, I can't do it. I just.
I mean, you're looking at over $1 a card. So.
And one of the Panini one that I used to like was Leather and Lumber.
Oh yeah.
And some of those were one card a pack. You know, if it was a larger card, and I was just like, man, I really like those, but I just can't. I'll just wait to buy them second, market or secondary market singles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like
Buy the cards you like that you PC instead of buying everything.
Yeah.
And you don't.
And now if I had and already had the my Series 2 set sitting here ready to bind her up and completed, I might have bought some blasters and hangers of the Series 2 because that's what I'd rather open hangers and blasters of tops Series 1 or Series 2 than I had a hobby box.
Yeah.
Because your short prints and super short prints, or you got a better chance of getting them in blasters and hangers according to the odds. So, but yeah, I was like, it felt weird sitting there looking at a full shelf of everything that they put out,
Right.
knowing that it's been untouched, nobody's been there yet, and just walking on by and not picking nothing up.
Gotta reserve. Be like.
Yeah. I was in there with my daughter. I was like, I stopped and I glanced for a second, and to be honest with you, what I was looking at was one touches. Because they had put a box of one touches out, and I was considering getting some of those, but I was like, no, because if I go over there, I'm gonna start looking at this, I'm gonna start looking at that, and I'm gonna come out with way more than I need. So I'm like, let's go, go.
Yeah, actually, without having to go to the stores and stuff, I've been actually having a pretty good time just looking at the collection that I have, and. Like I've been doing like what I call the toolbox videos. I don't know. I put some of my good cards in the toolbox. I don't have that big case. I put them in a little toolbox I bought for $1.
Okay.
And
you ain't got the
they're
pay.
all top loaders, fits the top loaders. And I've been showing my videos, and I'm just like, you know what? For what I collected quite a few pretty neat cards. and a lot that I forgot about because I've been buying them at a fast rate.
Right.
Yep. Or they've been put away so long or buried somewhere in another box that it's like rediscovering it when you do find it's like, holy cow. It's like I still maintain that I had 2 of my own of those Derek Jeter 93 SPs. I know I have 2 of them. I just don't know where they're at anymore. You know, they're in a box upstairs somewhere. I don't know.
They're in an upper deck box.
I didn't do it that way back in the day. You know, I didn't do it like that. You know, I don't know. This is all something fairly new within the last year or so during the pandemic that I started doing the tagging and, you know, tried making up stickers, done Russ, but my printer stopped working and, you know, had to buy a new printer. And then you have to choose between baseball cards or a printer. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep. You know, the Derek Jeter SP was the first card I sold on eBay.
oh yeah?
Yep.
What was it going then? What was it going for then?
I sold it for $50.
Oh, you sold it for $50.
Wow.
Oh God.
I mean, that's when it was like it was pulled fresh out of a pack. I'm like, I knew what I had at the time. What that's about what they were going for.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, okay, I want to sell this, and I didn't even have an eBay account. That's when I made my first eBay account.
Wow.
So I'm on eBay with 1 card listed with 0 seller rating, and so Derek Jeter SP.
I bet a lot of people looked at that and they're like, wait a minute.
Hey,
Time out.
I put it up for auction, and that's what it brought. So
I had a question for Triple Crown. How often do you go and cycle through the inventory that you have to refresh how much things are worth with, you know, prices going up, prices going down, prices going up?
That's a good question.
Because
I don't.
you know,
And the reason I don't is because I used to do this like little thread on Twitter. I just haven't had the time to keep up with it, but it was more so like this thread of impulse buys. So it would show like the screenshot from MLB.com game day, like Joe Schmidt singles, and then a screenshot 2 minutes later, your item has sold Joe Schmidt 2021 tops. So I kind of like anytime that anyone does something or has any bit of hope, it's usually purchased before I would even think to kind of change it. That's kind of how I keep up with the sport too. Like I didn't know that Patrick Wisdom was going off earlier this year until all of a sudden all my Patrick Wisdom cards start selling. Then I kind of figured out something was going on.
you know, I had the same thing happen to me earlier. The first part of this year, our first part of baseball season with Adam Duvall. He used to play with Atlanta, and I had picked up several of his Topps Chrome rookies, which, I mean, he's not in an Atlanta jersey, but when they traded him, or actually before they traded him, I listed a bunch of them on eBay, and they sat there. I actually put them on last year during the playoffs when he was doing so good, but they just, like I said, they just sat there. They sat there the whole off season. Then all of a sudden, you know, Atlanta's playing the Marlins. Duvall hits like 2 home runs in one game, sold 3 in one night.
Sounds like it's that quick.
Yeah, it's like, you know, people watch it and it's like, well, this guy just hit 2 home runs in one game. I'm gonna go Adam Duvall. You know, I'm gonna go type him up, look him up.
Yeah, I was listening to Bo say something like that too, where he's like, it's just all of a sudden you just get this flurry of just certain player just did so good and are gone before you can even think to price.
Well, I mean, look at The Last Dance. I mean, you know, Michael Jordan stuff has always sold a little bit, but when The Last Dance came out, I mean, his stuff just like, you know, and every other listing on eBay was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And they were selling as fast as you put them on there. And then as the episodes went on, it started bleeding over into Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen and, the ones that they were talking about. So
it makes sense, though. I mean, we buy cards because of the memory. Well, for the most part, we buy cards because of like the memories associated with them. So what better than having that like instant gratification where someone does something in game and you can go buy their card. And in a case like a Patrick Wisdom type or Adam Duvall, it's probably dirt cheap as well because those kind of guys just don't have the hobby presence anyway. So
Yeah.
right.
it makes sense to me. I mean, I can only imagine 50 years ago, if eBay was around, like the Mazeroski walk-off home run, like everyone would be going chasing down all the Mazeroski rookie cards.
Well, yeah. I mean, I imagine if eBay was around and our ComC or anything like that when Hank Aaron broke the home run record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those things would have been gone.
Or just getting close. Like when he was
Yeah.
close enough. That's when they really would have been flying.
Well, it's like back when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire was in the end and were kind of tied back and forth for the record. Both of their cars just skyrocketed. Well, then once Mark McGuire hit it, Sammy Sosa just kind of went. He was gone, just bottomed out, and Mark McGuire kind of stayed up.
Everybody's trying to stay one step ahead.
Yep.
I've been guilty of actually going on eBay like as soon as a Hall of Famer passes away to try to snag up an autograph card or something like a PSE graded card or something like that. As soon as you get the news that they passed away. And sometimes I get the news from my wife. She'd get it over her phone. She'd go, "Hey, did you know Willie McCovey? Well, he just passed away." I'm like, "Oh, really? eBay."
Yeah.
Buy it now.
Yeah, it's better than
I've gotten some of mine that way.
Well, yeah, and if the seller sends it to you, you're lucky.
Yeah, I've never had a problem where they really didn't cancel the sale on something like that.
Yeah.
So,
But and that's fine, but because like if it's already on eBay, but I mean for the ones that pop up on eBay after the fact with the RIP,
Yeah.
that's kind of like what we were talking about before with the stock market things and the flames on eBay. That's like that. If I was looking for one, I wouldn't buy one with that like listed that way.
Yeah.
Because that just tells me that was somebody taking. Well, I don't want to say taking advantage because it ain't like they had anything to do with the death, but
right.
It's. I don't know.
I know. I got what you mean.
But all right, guys. Well, I think we might wrap it up right here.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all jumping on. We was kind of short. This week, but it is summertime and other people's doing other things, so we'll go with what we got.
Diego, I'm going to the Berlin Flea Market tomorrow.
Okay.
Just letting you know. If you want to have
so Berlin's a flea market. I thought you was like going to Germany.
Yeah.
Nah.
Local. It's a flea market. I probably won't be able to go.
Weather depending,
A
obviously.
3 and a 5-year-old that want to go to Funny Farm. It's a petting zoo. So that's what I get to do tomorrow.
Hey,
Oh, there you go. You got to do that too. Family comes first.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
nothing.
definitely.
All this is nothing. Family comes first. You got to take care of your family. Can't go in debt for these pieces of paper here because, it's not worth it in the long run. People have to remember that too.
right. So,
Sounds
all right,
like
guys.
a-
Well, y'all take care. Real quick, y'all want to give out your Twitter handles, YouTube channels, anything right before we go?
I'm just Boomslang. Just look up Boomslang. Comes up quicker if you put in Boomslang channel, but it's just under Boomslang. You get a bunch of snake vids and stuff like that, and eventually you'll see my picture of the bald head standing like this with an American flag behind me. So,
All right, JT.
At It's Triple Crown, ITS Triple Crown on Twitter and eBay and Instagram. On YouTube, Triple Crown 24.
Man, that's how you do it right. Mine's is like 5 different things. Like on Twitter, I'm something. On YouTube, I'm something. Don't even worry about it. I'll come to you.
All right, then. All right, guys. Look, y'all take care, and I will hope to have y'all back next time.